Gotta print for the post office, gonna drop it off. It's what I do a few times a week if I'm lucky. Thanks for buying my art. That's the song that I sing every time in my head. Not just right now. I didn't just make it up for the first time ever. Okay, you got me. I did. All right, it's almost 2 o'clock. I gotta leave in about a half hour-ish to pick up the kid. Still Tuesday. I updated the art files, double-checked them, triple-checked them. I am gonna get a digital proof before I give the okay again. I'm probably gonna get at least 1 or 2 other people to look at it because I can't trust myself anymore. That's not good news or bad news. The news is the order is in. The bad news is it cost more than I thought because I was thinking I could get the minimum of what I needed for about 200. It was more like a bit over 300. Why? Well, the main reason is because I had done my calculations based on the number I needed, but the minimum print order is 25, which is fine because I was getting more than 25, but I have 3 different covers. So the minimum is 75 because each cover has to get 25 each. And the main vanilla Gazbot art cover, cover A as I call it, I needed 30, more than 25. So I went to 50. I guess I could have, but I wanted a few extra to be able to sell, aside from the Kickstarter. So I did 50, and then, yeah, I had to make 100. Last time I printed 175, this time I printed 100, so it's still smaller, but my overall cost is more than I hoped. And then my cost per unit is more because I'm paying for the shipping on less. Maybe I should have got more, I don't know, but I'm not feeling like gambling. I'm not feeling very confident in things right now. So I'm trying to minimize risk, both in terms of product sitting around my house and money I'm spending. I was already like, I'm going to spend 200 more than I thought. And then I was like, I'm spending 100 and something more than that. So the idea of putting more on top of that just felt bad. Anyway, it's done. They're coming in. I got to make the Kickstarter update. I'm going to try to do that now. I don't know. I got to see what I'm going to do. But they're ordered. The shirt's ordered. I feel like maybe we're in the home stretch. We'll see. Let's go. Drive into San Frisco. Yeah, that's not the words of this song. Yeah, I was right. Pretty close. Less than 10 minutes. That's the main convention center there. They're advertising Twisted Metal over here. Hey, it's me, Gazbot. It's Thursday. This is a weird one because I did San Diego Comic-Con Wednesday for preview night, but I'm not going today Thursday. I'm not going tomorrow Friday, but I will be there Saturday and Sunday. So I'm putting up like con videos in between my blog videos, but here's what's going on. At the con, I brought copies of my comic, and I gave out 21 of them to people online, to people at the Godzilla Pinball Machine, to people waiting online to get Godzilla exclusive. So it was sort of targeted marketing, and I felt the need to explain. Some of them I just handed it to them, but the ones that I could explain, like, this is a misprint. There is a page, that I've copied and folded and put in there, and that's on purpose. That's why it's free. And some of them I'm just like, you have a Godzilla shirt, take this, but I felt good about doing that, and I took this negative and I'm really turning it into a positive. I'm thinking of as advertising, I'm thinking of as marketing, I'm thinking of as fun giveaways, of reason to engage with people at the con. And when I was online for Street Fighter, I gave one to 1 or 2 people, and then other people were asking for them, and then one person wanted a signature, and then I ended up signing a bunch of them, and it was just a fun moment of, we're all like, ha ha ha, if you ever get famous, these will be worth $1 million. I'm like, I never will, but you're right, Meanwhile, I proofread, double-checked the new proof for issue 3 print copy, and I had Tech Advisor Azuki look it over as well, and I approved that, and that went to print today. Who knows how long it'll take to get here, but it's going. The new shirt should be arriving shortly, and I'm going to take it easy today. I'm at the coffee shop now. I just got done putting up I have 2 Godzilla type videos that I put up from the show. I'm working on my blog for the show that'll go up later. This will go up after that. This will be up Tuesday. All the
convention stuff, if you want to see it, is separate on the channel. This will go up Tuesday like normal, but it'll be short and missing pieces. But I am very happy that I made the photocopies to put into those comics. I also am happy I was putting in flyers for Godzilla Fest for my buddy Bob at Bay Area Film Belts, and I was also putting in cards for my own stuff. But it made me realize, oh, I made cards that have QR codes now. I should do that in my comic instead of just saying, "Hey, I'm Gazbot on Instagram." I should just put the QR code right there. So when I go to reprint in the future, I'm going to change all of the social media stuff so it has QR codes, because why wouldn't I do that? I think that's it for now. I'm going to go. I need to do a lot of house stuff in preparation for us going to Comic-Con for 2 days. And then next week, I'm leaving for Florida. So things are wild right now. But I wanted to make sure I had all my ducks in a row for Kickstarter and everything else before Florida, at least. And I think that's where I'm at. I'd like to get my sketch cards done by then, too. We'll see. I'd love to work on that today, but I don't know if I'll be able to because I have a lot of other stuff to do. Just real life stuff, not art stuff. I mean, art's real life, too, but you know what I mean. All right, bye. So I prepped 20 comics to give away at the show tomorrow. I might do more, but I got 20 that I could carry with me, and then I'll bring some in the car, I guess. Meanwhile, our laundry. It's 9 o'clock on Thursday. I've gotten a lot done today. Not much art. I did force myself to do a little bit of drawing, not on anything specific. I was drawing an Adam Power Lords picture that wasn't coming out great. I may or may not finish it, may not go back to it, but I did some drawing just to keep in practice. I'm mostly caught up on laundry. I have one load that I need to take out of the dryer and put away. I'm also catching up on dishes, which is technically not my job, but I'm trying to help out Tech Advisor Azuki. She's not been feeling well, and I've been getting some extra time to myself, so I'm trying to pay it back. I also got rid of some of her boxes. I opened up my Street Fighters this much, but not any further than that. I'm gonna do some dishes now, and I just got done. I'm taking the Fit tomorrow because I have to drop the kid off and then leave the Bolt ready to. Anyway, I'm taking the other car, so I had to get that ready. And I took out some garbage, and I was at my mom's house. We had dinner. That was nice, and I posted up a bunch of videos. I also processed a lot of comics to be able to give away for tomorrow. I have 20 loaded in my backpack ready to go. I have another 10 to 20 loaded in the car ready to go. And then I have another, 10 or 20 that are not loaded in the car. So prepped for that. So the plan, unless things go badly or worse than they've already gone in terms of health and just unexpected stuff, is that tomorrow I'm going to get up, drop off the kid, and drive immediately to San Diego, where at some point, maybe for lunch, maybe not, or brunch, I should say, I'll be meeting a friend of a friend. Like I've talked before about how I don't have a lot of social life, and there's this one artist friend that I've kind of made. I've hung out with them in person 3 times total over the course of like 6 months. And we were trying to get together this week and it wasn't working out. And they were like, "But I know you're at San Diego and I have a friend from Pennsylvania coming in, so maybe hook up with them." So I texted them. They seemed excited. Maybe I'll meet them, maybe I won't. Yeah, that's sort of the plan for tomorrow. And then I don't know what's going on the weekend. Me and Tech Advisor Azuki were supposed to go together and have the kid be babysit, and we have a hotel room, but that might not work out because her health has been, and I want to be clear, she's not, all of her health problems most of the time are not life-threatening or anything like that. They're just plan ruining and vibe killing and depression bringing. So not that it's not nothing, but I don't want people, "Is she okay?" Like she is, but whatever. Anyway, the weekend, I don't know what's going to happen for the weekend. I'm not even 100% sure what's going to happen tomorrow, but that's what's supposed to happen tomorrow. But I'm going to do some dishes. Here, I'll show you the I was kind of just drawing it out of my head without reference. I mean, I did just see a comic cover. Like, I have an idea what the character looks like, but I wasn't using reference. Actually, there's the rough behind it. There's the rough. And now I was having trouble with this leg, so I just completely redrew it, and I kind of did a sort of dynamic, sort of not dynamic pose. I don't know what I was going for. I was trying not to think about it too much, which usually results in me redrawing it 50,000 times, which is what's happening. And again, I may or may not go further with this, but this is where I was. Okay, so here's the original t-shirt printing. You can see it's about that far from the top, which I didn't like. I was able to get it closer, not as close as I'd like, but much closer, so that's better. I had adjusted the colors on this one. I actually think this one's a little bit better now that I look at it. It probably looks exactly the same on here, but point is, I'm going to use this color scheme. this orientation, and I'm gonna send those shirts out probably Monday or Tuesday, and then that part will be done, and I'm just waiting for the comics to come in for as far as Kickstarter rewards, in case it was unclear. It's me, Gazbot. It's Saturday of Comic-Con, and
I'm the mini transformer.
There's a mini transformer here, otherwise known as my kid, and we're having a nice little Dunkin' Donuts breakfast. And yeah, thumbs up for breakfast. And then later, excuse me, I'm gonna burp. Woohoo! Then later, she's gonna hang out with her Gaga. And Tech Advisor Erzuki and I are gonna drive to Comic-Con for Saturday, day 4.
Keep going. Keep going.
Hang out in a minute, but from yesterday, here's a Mouse Guy Art shirt I bought for a buddy of mine. Here's the pack of Godzilla cards I bought for myself. Here's the Mezco Nightwing I got for a different buddy. Here is some comics that were traded/gifted to me from Milo Halperin. And of course, the Black Series diorama of Madness. All right, it is just before 12. We just arrived parking in the same parking deck because why not? And on the way down, I prepped some comics. Oh, bang that. I prepped some comics. I think I got about 25 copies in here. I think I've given out 60. If I give these out, I'm about halfway through the whole stock. I don't know if I'll have time to come and reload today, but I'll definitely have more tomorrow. Absolutely, here you go. Guy with the mask. Yeah. It's Monday morning, and we're heading to the summer program. Whew, I am I'm a little tired. I'm not that tired. How about that? Especially for having done most of Comic-Con, having driven back and forth to San Diego 3 out of the last 5 days. I'm holding this down. I'm driving, but I'm not looking at what I'm doing, so sorry if the angle's bad. Yeah, I feel good. It was great. The Tech Advisor Erzuki got to come out. That was the first time she got to come out in like 7 years. This is the most time I've spent at Comic-Con in probably 5 or 6 years. I've been out there a little bit the last couple of years, but this was like a big one. And yeah, like I said before, I'm sort of equal parts inspired and depressed in terms of art and creativity. I have to get the car back soon, so I dropped the kid off. I'm gonna run to the coffee shop. I haven't had a nice... Everything about Comic-Con is great. I'm not complaining. I'm privileged and happy that I went. But I'm a little tired, and not as tired as I should be, but I haven't had a nice, quiet coffee morning in a little while, so I'm gonna go have a nice quiet coffee morning, and I haven't really drawn much. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of drawing, but I got a lot of stuff to catch up on today. House stuff, art stuff, emails, every category you could think of, I need to catch up on it. So that's what I'm gonna be working on a lot today. But I wanted to start the day having a little cup of coffee and try to do a little bit of drawing, and then I'm gonna head home very early, like in like an hour and a half tops. Right, I'm at the coffee shop. 4 days left of the summer program for the kid, and I'm going to Florida in 4 days. It's nuts. I've been here a little less than 2 hours. I gotta head back. I actually had a pretty productive time. I had a lovely coffee, of course, but I got some social media stuff done. I ordered some prescriptions for my cat, and I did some art. To study leg muscles and knee muscles, well, anatomy, I should say, in general, and I watched a tutorial that was like 15 minutes long and basically just drew along with bones of the leg. After that, I went back to this Power Lords sketch I had started a couple days ago and finished it up, and I made a point of like, I'm gonna kind of bring it to a rough completion, and I kept wanting to redraw it and change things. I'm like, I'm just gonna finish it and post it up online just as a fun little piece of fan art, and try not to think of it as like being perfect or a print. You can see it's like, it's not even inked, it's like really, really rough, sketchy, and the anatomy's a little wonky and whatever, but just, hey, look, I finished a thing I could throw up, and that's what I did. Try to have fun with it as much as I can, even though it's hard. I don't know if I'll do any more art today. I'm gonna finish up here, I'm gonna head home, and I gotta do a bunch of housework stuff, and we'll go from there. I got home, I did some laundry, I did some dishes, I did something else that I forget. I'm gonna have decaf coffee and then reassess and see what I'm doing next. All right, it's 1:15, I have a little over an hour before I gotta get the kid. Did more laundry, did more dishes, talked to a friend of mine that was having some problems, paid several bills, and yeah, moving on. These are the Street Fighter figures that I know exactly. Well, I know where a lot of this stuff is going, thankfully. This shelf is gonna change up. I had this little retro Batman robot back there, which is not a good spot for it, but I just put it on this shelf because this is the superhero shelf, Batman shelf. I'm going to remove these. That could get hung on the wall. These, I think I'm going to try to integrate into the Tron stuff, which might seem weird, but 80s Disney sci-fi Tron I always associate with Black Hole. This is a Dead Space figure I've had since Toys R Us existed and that game was new. At one point it was going for over $100. I think I might finally be ready to let go of that. So that's going to go in the sale pile. These are going to move. And then this is going to become my Street Fighter area, which makes sense because it's in the arcade. Rearranged a bit. There's the top shelf, which is mostly the classic 80s movie. And then this shelf, which is actually all Legacy except for that figure. Well, that's not Legacy, but it was released for Legacy. And then Black Hole. I might need to adjust this a little bit. And then up here is Legacy with the exception of that. I don't even know that I needed to make them separated. It just sort of worked out that way. And then there's the Black Hole. This needs a little bit of adjustment. It's a little weird looking here, but it's all there. But now I have this shelf empty for Street Fighter, the 2 that I have and the 1 that I have on the way, plus many more that I'll probably get. I picked up the kid, then I picked up some groceries with her, but at school she did something, she got dirt all, we don't give her a bath or shower every day, usually twice a week on average unless she gets dirty, but she got dirty somehow at school, just sand and stuff, so I also unexpectedly had to give her a shower. And there was some other drama, and basically everything ran late, and then I just laid in the bed for a little bit, recovering. Gonna start making dinner soon, but I'm gonna see if I can get this M. Bison figure in the case before I start dinner. All right, so I have Dhalsim set up here with the Yoga Fire, or the Yoga Flame, and the Victim. M. Bison, these are both Player 2 variants, meaning the color, and they also came with extra accessories, including these. And Bison has one where he's like flying across the screen, but I really like his like day glow kind of look and the cape and all that stuff. And if I have another one of him, which I don't plan on getting, I guess I could do it the other way. I have this set up here for now. It might leave, but it's super empty. I have Ken coming who I'm going to put in the middle, and then I'll start building the collection from there. But it's a weird case of where everything is overrun and I have no room. But this is like, oh, I made a space and now it's empty, which is kind of a nice feeling. But I do have to pick and choose because if I just get every single Street Fighter, it'll become a big mess. And I don't want that. I know I want Ken. I know I want Ryu. I don't want Dan. I gotta move on from there. Maybe Cammy. I also made the difficult decision to just destroy all this beautiful packaging, even though it's special, and maybe one day I'll resell it, maybe I won't. I love it, but it just takes up room. So I'm gonna take all the accessories out and get rid of all this right now. So it's 9 o'clock. I did some more housey stuff. I opened this guy, one of the AMK Yellow Park Starscream. I opened. It's awesome. I don't regret it. I'm selling my masterpiece. That cost a lot more and good. I'm gonna do the same thing with my Bumblebee if I haven't already. But meanwhile, shirts. Lucky for me, not a lot of people got shirts with the Kickstarter because I'm just print on demand, which means I'm losing money on each one I print, which is fine because whatever. There's only a few I have to make and I'm just eating that cost. I printed the test prints. They were too low and I wanted it to be brighter color. I moved it up, changed the colors look worse. So I'm using the original colors, moved it up, ordered the ones, they're getting shipped right to the people. The people who got shirts are gonna be the first people to get anything. The comics are still on the way, the reprints, but I accomplished that today. I adjusted the art and sent those out. So good job, mate. End of the day, Monday. I think I'm gonna go watch some TV and maybe eat popcorn. All right, it's going on 10 o'clock. It is Tuesday. I've been here a little less than an hour. We were running very late today. Woke up at 8, which is nuts. So did the kid, which is nice because extra sleep. But anyway, I had to write a bunch of emails to various school people for the kid, which I did. And I did something, and I got my breakfast. I also edited and put up the video, the final San Diego Comic-Con blog video. This video hopefully will go up later today, Tuesday, but I put up tons of them. So if you're watching this and you're interested in what happened at San Diego Comic-Con, I've got, I think, 4 videos and then a ton of like little blogs and shorts and kind of sprinkled all over social media if you so care. The other thing is yesterday, I put up a TikTok. I reposted my King of the Monsters Legendary Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, which I did like 2 years ago. I don't know if I ever put up a process video, but if I did, it was 2 years ago. So I posted that onto TikTok and a couple other places because I realized I've been giving out my card, giving out my comic, and anybody new to me is going to look and just see a bunch of vlogs and maybe not even know I'm an artist. It got the most views I've ever gotten on TikTok and the most comments. Normally I get between 200 and 1,000, let's say, and my best ones ever were like 2,000. This one's right now at like 3,500, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot, but for me is very thrilling. So I don't have something ready to go. And I'm like, I better do something else real quick and put it up. But I'm like, no, focus. But I have old art, so I have another Godzilla picture that I either haven't put up or haven't put up in a couple of years. So I'm going to put that up on TikTok. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to refocus and see what I need to do with the rest of my day, because I also need to refocus a lot, because I've got today, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then I'm going to Florida. And when I get back, the kid is out of school, out of summer programs for a week. And then after that, they're in kindergarten, which is good, but that's only a half day. So this is like my last 3 big days to really try to get a lot of stuff done. Some of which is getting the house in order for while I'm gone, but some of which is tying up some loose ends and art stuff. I wish my comics had come in so I could get the Kickstarter fulfilled before I go. Don't think that's going to happen. But there are other things I can get done, so I'm going to focus on that. But I need to get a whiteboard or something. I don't know. It's 11:30. I've been hitting social media hard. I also have been working on this Godzilla picture / print that I started a while ago. I am inking it up. I'm probably going to try to make this print for Godzilla Fest San Francisco. I had to redesign the tail a bunch because I just realized it wasn't working perspective-wise, fin-wise. It was just way off. And while I was trying to do this mostly without too much reference and kind of just do my own version of a 90s Godzilla, it was off. So I spent some time fixing that. Now I'm back to doing the inks. I'm going to take a break from this soon and get out of here and try to take care of some other stuff. I did get some new Etsy sales today, and I don't know if that's due to the TikTok. I was going to say viral, but 4,000 is hardly viral. But for me, I don't know if it's due to the TikTok or just good luck, but I'm happy about that. 108, I'm at Walmart because I needed to get fruit for a party they're having at school tomorrow. And I did actually find these Sectars from Nacelle for $8 each, which I had heard about and I'd been resisting, but I'm going to get the big bugs. So now it's time, which is great because it's about a third what they cost, which is bad for the company, but good for me. And I think this is on sale too. I'm going to check. If it's not, I'm not going to get it. Fei Long on sale, I would get. Fei Long full price, I could wait. Put away the groceries, had a bathroom break, did something else. I don't know, there's drama at the school, so I had to check an email on that and talk to Tech Advisor Azuki. The cat's meowing at me. I'm gonna go pick her up in about 15 minutes, maybe a little less, but I decided another one of these AMK Transformers. They look like models, but they're more like a Build-A-Figure. You snap together real quick. I'm gonna do that. Hey-o, I'm a Bumble Boy, yeah! Pick up the kid, and then my plan is, assuming everything is more or less like it is now, in about an hour-ish, I will be working on the sketch cards that I want to get done before I leave. Ooh, a shaky camera. That's it for this week. I'll see you next week.